keynote speaker, Dr. Maria with us from the United Arab Emirates University. Dr. Maria is the head of Department of Special and Gifted Education, College of Education. Her keynote address will focus on using AI in inclusive education and leadership, bridging technology and human expertise. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Maria, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Normally, I'm not standing behind the podium. I'm quite tall, so I can move. And I feel better to have good interaction with the audience. All right, so first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for the invitation. I really mean that. It is my first time being in your lovely country. I have never been to India. To be honest, it was not in my to-travel list in the next months or the next year, but it was a really great surprise, and I'm really happy to be here. Definitely it's not going to be the last time. I can say from the audience that I have to be, you are not only among us, there are distinguished academics, researchers, very experienced educators, principals, people that there are experts even more than me in artificial intelligence, so I hesitate to say many things, but I will share my experience with you. People that they are really experienced in inclusive education, like I heard some lady from the audience. So I'm humbled to say that I am just an academic with more than 25 years of experience, originally coming from Greece, Yunnan, from Europe. However, all my studies and all my academic career was in different countries, starting from Belgium, Brussels. I did my master's there in psychomotor therapy for children. My background is in biomedical and rehabilitation, and of course in education. And I continue with my PhD, and then I had a contract in UK. I moved to UK for 8 years. So 3 of them in London, and the next 5 in a university in Lincoln, when I was the coordinator of the Master and PhD program on inclusive education. After that, I have an offer from United Arab Emirates University to join the team. You know, in UAE, if they make an offer, you cannot say no. So I just grabbed the offer and relocate to UAE. I'm really happy. I am in the United Arab Emirates University, which is the flag university, is the national university, the governmental university, the biggest in the country, one of the biggest in Middle East. I'm really proud to be nominated as the chair, as the head of the department, and I am the last 3 years, actually 4 years, the chair, the head of the Special and Gifted Education Department. When I joined the department, it was just special education. But the next year, contacting with school, contacting with other academics, benchmarking with other universities, I saw that there is a need to change the title, but not only the title, the meaning of the department, to make some major changes. And then we add the gifted component. And also we are working, because you know, we are all educators, you know that under the umbrella of special education, we also have the gifted and talented, in the sense that there are children, there are students that we cannot give them the curriculum like everyone. We have to adapt, we have to differentiate, we have to personalize. We have actually to motivate them to be there and not to give up. So that's me. I am also an active researcher for more than 18 years, and I am the author of 7 books at the moment, and now next month is going to be my 7th book from IGI in New York. You can Google and see my books if anyone is really interested in any of these. Mainly are focusing on autism, ADHD, children, unhappy children in education, children with emotional and behavior disorder, and of course, as I say, I am a researcher focusing on autism. When I started, okay, let me try with the slides, which, okay, when 5 years ago, artificial intelligence was just a term. I don't know about you, but it was for me. So when I had some of the first PhD students coming to my team, especially from the engineer department, and they say, we are interested in doing something with you, but in artificial intelligence, I say, okay, but I'm not sure I can advise you. I cannot be your supervisor because I don't know much. Next year, my first book in artificial intelligence, actually 2 volumes, one artificial intelligence in education and artificial intelligence in mental health will be out. So during this period, there was a huge change from not knowing nothing, actually nothing, or thinking that you know something about artificial intelligence. Now we are all using artificial intelligence, and we are thinking of how we are going to use it in the future. So my question to you is, who is using artificial intelligence in everyday life? Who of you is using in your everyday life? Yeah, this is the answer, because you are not raising, all of you, the hands, and you're thinking, am I using? Do I know many things? Yes, you are using. Everyone is using, and we don't know that. Before 5 years, we never thought that using just Google to navigate, using Grammarly to check our report and essay, was an artificial intelligence tool. We thought that only using robots is artificial intelligence. This is not the truth. There are so many different types of tools in artificial intelligence we are actually using in everyday life. Alexa, find me the nearest restaurant. Siri, what is going to be the weather tomorrow? Even our navigator to find us the next closer restaurant or gas station. Everything has a base on artificial intelligence. And especially in education, the last year there is a huge, you know better than me. My students, my PhD students know better than me. They're coming sometimes and say, you want a literature review? It's not a problem, but it is a problem actually, because they have to double check the references, they have to double check so many things. And the last week in the university, I was in a very interesting seminar for advanced academics about high quality publication and about all these services there are with fees and the website, or all these companies, they promise you they will write using their experts, which is actually, it's one person behind the computer, and they're using artificial intelligence, and they're not even using the right terms. And the most scaring thing is that we are feeling that this is good. It's going to be a Q1 Scopus publication, but if you check very carefully the citation and the references, they are not existing. Most of them are not even existing. They are giving you something and you have again and again to double check. This doesn't mean that artificial intelligence cannot help you. And this is the message we can have at the end of this speech, that yes, artificial intelligence it's a huge help. We cannot fear of that. It's not something that will replace our position, it's not going to take our jobs, but it's going to help us a lot, save time, make us more creative, give us more time to do other things instead of writing a report. It was not in my mind that the last year, all of you are using, let's say, Zoom, yes? For having some meetings. I have international collaboration and I have to use Zoom every day, many, many times. It was really a surprise for me because I have to have my secretary to take the minutes. But now if you have another function in Zoom, you know that, yes? Transcript. So finishing that, even an interview or something, you have everything written, send it to your email. And then they say, okay, Dr. Maria said that, Dr. Lara agree. So the minute of the meeting or everything is already there. But we need you, we need the expert eye, and we need the expert experience to highlight what is correct, what is not correct, and what is actually useful to use or not to use. Okay, I'm not going to give you like a lecture what is the definition for sure, but I find this really interesting because the human approach is like in artificial intelligence, the systems and the robots think like humans or act like humans, but the ideal approach of using artificial intelligence is the system to think rationally and to act in a rational way. Many applications, as we said. All of you, you know, you are from Google search to YouTube to Amazon, Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT, and they're still coming. They're still bombing us. Narrow intelligent, general intelligent when the machine is quite intelligent, and then super intelligent. Different tools from machine learning, natural languages. Okay, a few years ago, no, actually not a few years ago, it was about 10 years ago, when I first visited like a visiting professor Beijing for 1 month, and I was teaching at the Beijing University, sport university in Beijing actually, at the master level. It was like, I don't know if you have any experience from China and Beijing, but they don't speak English very well, or actually they don't speak English at all. So even in a 5-star hotel, you are feeling like, oh my God, I cannot communicate in the reception, I cannot communicate and have some directions in the street. So, but they were clever and they're using advanced technology. Actually, they were not cleverer than us, but they were using technology well. So 10 years ago, I stopped one policeman because I was completely lost. And I say, can you help me? I want to go out of this museum. I don't remember how it was. It was a huge garden or something without a gate. And I say, can you help me? I cannot go out. And he couldn't understand a word. But he took out his phone, put it in my face here, and then he replied in English, say something in his language. You know, it's for us, it's very easy to understand now, but 10 years ago it was like, what? What is he doing with the phone? I can have just voice translation. It's really scaring. And also with the wallet payment. For us it's every day now, but for 10 years ago, if you see somebody to pay with the wallet, it was like, what is he doing? How he's gonna pay with the wallet? Scaring, but not scaring. I'm quite old, and in my young years, we had no phones. believe it or not. We had no iPhones, of course, and we have no mobiles. So I have my first mobile when I'm not going to expose myself, I'm not going to say how old I am, and I'm not going to say how old I was when I have my first iPhone, or my first mobile at least, but I was old enough. I was like a student. So before that, I was not in the generation to grow up with a mobile. So for me, it was like, what? But we learn. Now we cannot do anything without our iPhone. Now the iPhone next to our bed is my work, is my office, is my movies and my cinema, is my clock, is my everything. And this is everything for everyone, and we are not scared of that. But I'm really not scared, but I'm really thinking what is going to happen in next 10 years from now. And we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared because, you know, we are working with children. And in my case, we are working with vulnerable populations. We are working, we try to support children and families that they have problems. Not only a disability, doesn't mean that they have to have a disability. So what are the potential benefits of artificial intelligence in education? You can think of many. I'm not going to say these, but okay. For us, it's really important the personalized materials, the personalized learning. There are AI chatbots, learning softwares, and of course, this is our favorite for everyone, especially the students, the Grammarly, essay books, and many others that there are helping them to write, or they are writing for them, or they're writing for them without knowing anything, and we have to figure out who is writing and who is not writing alone. But it's okay. We have to use that, to get used to that. Especially in education and in special education, there are many different types of applications. Smart content, visual facilitator, personalized learning, we said that, adaptive learning, data accumulation, and so on. But what about inclusive education? What about when we are trying to have tools that will help us, will support us to do our job and beyond our job, to support children and to support families with different type of disabilities, or even the gifted and talented students. I received a call, and then we have a very good meeting, international meeting with different universities and distinguished academics about a new fund about artificial intelligence tools for children with autism. I don't know if you are familiar with the disability. If you ask me, it's not a disability, but this is another chapter. When I'm talking about autism, I'm always forget to stop, but I would like to say that my last book on autism was a bestseller, and the title is The Enigma of Autism. The enigma is a Greek word, means the mystery. It's disorder, genius, or just different. And if you ask me every time I'm talking to the audience, they say, after so many years of working with children with autism, what is your conclusion? What is your perspective about autism? And I used to say, it's just different. It's just a different way of thinking, of behaving, it's definitely not a disability. how artificial intelligence can help. First of all, we are using diagnosis and assessment tools. And artificial intelligence can help us to create more, and even to do some of the assessment and the diagnosis procedure from far, through computer, through observation, through monitoring the facial expressions, or doing facial analysis. So we don't need to have our children and our students one-to-one in a room like the way I was working when I was a researcher in the psychomotor hospital in Belgium. Then we are working one-to-one with the patient, with the children, in one room in order to observe, but now we can do it from distance. We can do it facial analysis through cameras. I'm not saying, please, I'm not saying that we can do a diagnosis. This is wrong. And if you ask me, and this is something I say always to my students, this is something wrong. Don't feel that even if you are really expert, if you have a psychology background, you are not in a position to make an accurate diagnosis by yourself. Don't say that, oh, I saw this child, I have a seminar on autism, I saw him, so he's autistic. Oh, he is ADHD. Oh, he's gifted, you see, look at this painting. No. Please take the observation, take some note, use your record, but be humble and try to work with other professionals. And at the end of the day, our work is not to give a label. It's very easy. You know, it's the most easy thing in the world to say, I have 30 children in my classroom, and what can I do? I'm the best teacher, but hello, one is autistic, the other is dyslexic, the other is ADHD, what can I do? No, this is your role to do something. They're waiting, they're looking with their eyes from you to do something. But your role is not to give a label. In UK, I had design and taught for a few years a course, a module called Syndromes and Labels. And that was really important for my students to understand that there is nothing worse than putting a label. Even if the label is gifted, it's not good. And the most scaring thing, it was like when you're talking to parents, they're really anxious to have a diagnosis and to have a label for their child. And I say, you know, your child will not always be a child, will be an adult, and will go for an interview for a job. Why you are so anxious to give him a label like he's going to be an autistic because if he's an autistic at 10, he will be for the whole life. It's not something that go away at 17, all right? So that was something I would like to share with you, because this is something important for us as educators. Even if we have the background, even if we have the knowledge to give a diagnosis, we have to take multiple ratings, resources, observation from different resources, and we have to collaborate with other experts, and maybe, at that case, we will be correct. But, and this doesn't mean anything at the end. It's better to have 1, 2, 3 things that we want to improve instead of having just a diagnosis. He's autistic, so what? It's better to know what he can do and what is the areas of support. Okay, diagnosis and assessment, really important, very important. Artificial intelligence can help us a lot. I have one of my PhD students, she's a psychologist in the Zeit Higher Organization many years. We are doing an innovating research using It is innovating for the UAE. I don't know, for your country, you can help me, using animal therapy. And when we are talking about animal therapy in UAE, we are not using dogs. No, you see? She say no, she's from the country. In UK, we are using dogs because they are high intelligent, especially some specific races like Golden Retriever or they can help us, and they're helping us in hospitals, they're helping us with children. There are so many research on the topic. So in UAE, we are using cats, kitties, small kitties with children, and we are using artificial intelligence to monitor the interaction between the children with autism and the interaction with the kitties. It's amazing the results we have at the moment. And it's unique for the country. Classroom behavior management. I know, this is something everyone wants to know, how we can succeed to have the better classroom management. When my students go to schools and they say, oh my God, I can do it. Can you help us? Can you give us some ideas, some clue how we can have classroom management, or how I can improve the behavior of our students? I say, why you want to improve? What do you mean improving? Why they need to stay still and watch you? This is typical, this is normal, come on. They're children. So find a way to take the things you want without asking them to stay still. I had the research the other days published, and it was like the perception of teachers, the perception of parents, and the perception of physical educators on what is typical and good behavior in terms of movement, motor behavior. And guess what? The teacher will say, if he stay alone, back, not say anything, it is okay, it's typical. If you ask me, it's not. This is the atypical behavior. Gamify learning, cyber safety management. I know that I have to stop, so I'm going very quickly. You know about that, higher education, plagiarism detection, and learning system. This is something our students hate with, but we did it very quickly with the COVID. We learned very quickly with the COVID, all of us. We were not prepared, but that was the good part. So we learned many things, and now we are more expert in using many things. Assistive technology, huge chapter. We start with audiobooks for children who has visual impairments, for children that they cannot hear, so different kind of assistive technology tools to help them read. Someone else told that he's expert in mental health. Mental health, not mental health in healthcare, but also in mental health, but also in healthcare. Artificial intelligence is really very important. Give us a lot of information about what we have and what we don't have. And I'm finishing with that. In our center now, we are launching a new center at the city center under the umbrella of our department, which is a huge center about exceptional children. We will have assessment, we will have sensory rooms, we have intervention room, and we order a new robot from Mexico, very expensive one. And all the expert was looking at that. It's still in a box, by the way. Every time I'm going there, I say it's so expensive, more than 40,000 euros. Why is still in the box? There are many possibilities, because the professional, even they have the training, we provide them with the training, they don't know how to use it. And we are talking about a robot who can help a lot children with autism. The robot can do facial recognition. He can help with children interaction, communication skills, learning skills, verbal skills. So many possibilities, but the teachers and the experts are really scared to open it. Please don't scare, because humans are now hooked, means they're obsessed, and the machines are trying to learn and taking. The only thing I would like you to take from this speech is like, we are the one who are going to take benefit from technology and artificial intelligence. These tools will give us freedom. It's not going to be replaced. So we have to have a balance between technology and our possibilities and our expertise. Thank you very much. Lovely to be with you. Thank you so much.
A huge round of applause, everyone, for our keynote speaker, Dr. Maria, who has expertly navigated the vast landscape of AI and shared her vision with us today.